Why do we march?
Marching is a sign of solidarity.
It reflects a community whose voices and bodies come together
to demand recognition and the promises of democracy.
As Frederick Douglass once said, if there is no struggle, there is no progress.
No progress.
Those who profess to favor freedom and yet depreciate agitation are men who want crops without plowing the ground, rain without thunder and lightning, the ocean without the awful roar of its many waters. Power concedes nothing.
Power concedes nothing
without a demand. Although it might seem that history and time make little progress, movements for democracy and equality always move toward a more perfect union, with wins both big and small along the way. A march carries calls for justice. Through messages that move from hearts that feel compassion to hands that take action, from voices on the ground to game changers and policymakers. The cycle continues moving from individuals and communities into the history and future of generations. Why do we march?
We march for peace.
We march for justice.
We march for equality.
And with a power like thunder, lightning, and the roar of many waters, we march for progress and change. As Dr. Martin Luther King told us,
we cannot walk alone.
And as we walk, we must make the pledge that we shall always march ahead. We cannot turn back. So, why do you march?
Hi, my name is Jackie Woods. I am the Professional Women's Group Coordinator here at Connections to Success. I've been with the organization for 13 and a half years. We want to welcome you to our Kansas City office as well as our 2020 Tribute to Success event. Along with me today, I have the entire staff of the Kansas City Connections to Success. And today we're going to be sharing with you throughout the program why we
cultivate community,
pray, support,
succeed,
care, Black Lives Matter,
equality,
cry,
forgive,
Breonna Taylor,
social justice,
lead,
transform lives,
dream,
keep going,
persist.
Why do we march? We march because we are Connections to Success, strongly connected. Woo!
This is certainly an incredible organization, and I am thrilled and honored to be back as the MC for the 4th year. I'm Elizabeth Alex, and I will be your MC throughout your virtual experience. We have assembled some great auction items and other raffles that you can participate in. So if you haven't already, please register with the link listed or call Barbara, 913-306-9202 right now, and she will send you an invite to click on. We would like to thank all of our sponsors. You will see their names scrolling on the bottom of our page. Without our community partners and their support for Connections to Success, we would not be able to help so many. Let's take a look at some of the work Connections to Success does.
Our mission at Connections to Success is to inspire families to achieve economic independence by providing hope, resources, and a plan. And what that looks like is a comprehensive personal and professional development training program partnered with life transformation coaching, where our participants that we serve develop life plans and they map out SMART goals. Our coaches help them get connected to the community resources to achieve those goals and to coach them along the way. We have volunteer mentors that we train and connect with our participants to do life together, working with our team who connect our participants with employers in the community to get them employed, but to get them on a track to get to a living wage and beyond. That's what we're all about, is moving families to get to that living wage. And it doesn't happen quickly, it doesn't happen easily, but we're here for the long haul to continue to serve individuals until they reach that goal. And we're taken aback this year when COVID hit. And how do we do this? We're such relational people. We're in human services. We want to be working with individuals in person, but we couldn't, and we had to shift. So what we did is we looked back, we said, well, how can we continue to deliver our services in a virtual space? So in 2020, we've only done 2 in-person personal and professional development classes. We looked at what we could do. We took it, we started providing training through Zoom. We took our class from 72 hours in person to 36 hours over Zoom, followed up with individual meetings with the coaches and with our employment team, and to continue to move forward. We didn't know what to expect. What we knew was we had to do something. We couldn't stop. We couldn't stop serving people. So we were able to continue our impact. It looks different. One of the other things that we really had to focus on too was how to coach and help our participants use platforms like Zoom, to use video chat, any type of video communications. We were working with families that may not have had access, so we had to provide hotspots and tablets. We had individuals who had been incarcerated for many years to show them how to use this technology so they can stay plugged in. Our Career Connections, it's our job club, they meet virtually, and they're really working to get our participants connected to employment opportunities, to clean up those resumes, to update those resumes. And then for those who lost their jobs as a result of the pandemic, we had to quickly say, how do we refocus and get these individuals reemployed as quickly as we could? So we didn't stop what we were doing. We just started doing it a little differently. But the core and the mission and the vision is still the same of what we do. So while the pandemic was something that we struggled with, it actually was the silver lining that we were able to even serve more individuals. Since March, we've served 150 new people who have participated in our training programs through a virtual platform. We never would have imagined that would have been possible. And that's here in Kansas City. What we also were able to do, though, was to connect with our colleagues in the St. Louis region. And we did blended classes. So our very first class that we did on Zoom had individuals from 4 states participating. That would have never happened if we wouldn't have been in the situation where we had to say, how do we continue to provide services? So it's been a beautiful thing in a lot of ways and very hard, but we knew we can't stop what we're doing. We've got to continue to serve men and women and their families as they're coming home, as they're looking for jobs, as they're losing jobs. How do we keep them moving forward? So that's been our journey in 2020. While we had to make a shift to provide our services more virtually, we're excited and so happy that we were able to do that and to continue to connect with the community. We look forward to the time when we can be back in person and providing those training sessions and all of that in person again. But until that time, we have a way to connect with the community and with our participants and continue to break that cycle of poverty.
I'd now like to introduce Reverend Adam Hamilton, Senior Pastor at Church of the Resurrection, to offer his invocation.
Hi, my name is Adam Hamilton. I'm the Senior Pastor at the United Methodist Church of the Resurrection here in the Kansas City area. And I am so honored to be offering the invocation today. Now, I know I'm a little underdressed. This t-shirt is our theme for the month at Church of the Resurrection. It's our 30th anniversary. 30 years ago, we started 30 years ago this month. And we're challenging our people to remember that the central ethic of the Christian faith, and I would just say the central ethic of being human, is to love your neighbor. And so I thought I'd wear this because connections to success, you do this. You're practicing what's on this t-shirt. You're practicing the words that first Moses spoke and then Jesus spoke. In loving your neighbor as you love yourself, by looking to see how do you come alongside people and give them hope and self-confidence and encouragement? How do you help them at their point of need? How do you come along and befriend people and demonstrate love to them and in the process find yourself being loved in return? How do you change the world? It's through acts of love, and y'all are doing that so well. LaVon and I are proud to be writing out a check today in support of what you do. And more than that, I'm really excited to be offering the invocation as you all are pursuing your theme today. And I love this theme, why we march. Like, I think part of it has to do with this. We march because we're called to love our neighbor, because we're human beings, because we have compassion, and because as we stand together and march together, the world has changed. So let's pray together that God will use us to transform our world and to bring people hope. Let's pray. God, we thank you for all that Connections to Success is doing to transform lives, to give people hope, to change our city and our world. And oh God, I ask that you would bless all of those who've made this day possible and all of those who are supporters and sponsors and those who are listening in maybe for the very first time, for everyone who's benefited from this program and all who've turned around and given back in response. Lord, use us, we pray, as instruments of your peace, and help us in this to put flesh on your love as we love our neighbor, as we love ourselves. In your holy name we pray. Amen. God bless, and thanks for allowing me to be with you today.
Thank you, Pastor Hamilton, for that inspiring welcome and prayer. I'd now like to introduce two board members, Dr. Tyon Lee and Lauren Herring, so they may share with you why they serve.
Hello, my name is Dr. Tyon Lee, and I serve on Connections to Success Board. I am here to answer the question, why I serve. I serve on Connections to Success Board because I have family members who went through such programs as Connections to Success. Connection to Success is a vital, important entity of our community. It provides individuals who may not have any other means or ways to get back up on their feet, to provide for their families, and to become productive members of our society. So I serve because it is critically important as an educator that we continue to create an environment where individuals who sometimes make a misstep or take a misstep, or sometimes life just happens to them, that we give them another opportunity in order to be productive members of society. So that is why I serve on Connections to Success Board. Thank you.
I had the incredible good fortune about 10 years ago to meet Kathy Lambert at a morning networking meeting, and I've never looked back. I was so excited to connect with her because I finally found an organization that so perfectly met up with my own personal why. The Gallup organization does a world happiness study every year, and they found that the #1 driver of happiness worldwide is a good job. And I am so blessed that in my work at Impact Group and now my new company, Earn Your Worth Careers, that I get to help people find great jobs and grow in their careers, and that is part of my everyday work. I feel so blessed to do this. And the work at Connections to Success so perfectly matches up with this and does amazing things to people that are ready to find economic independence and put themselves forward to find a good job and grow into, better yet, a great career. Connections helps people do that, and I'm blessed to be a part of it.
Thank you, Connections to Success Board, for your hours of dedicated work and support. Now let's hear from Mark Jackson, Training Manager for the CTS Pathways to Success program.
Our Pathways to Success program invites participants to grow both professionally and personally. You may recall that we asked them to complete an exercise called I Am From, a poem where they share the very real and the very raw experiences that they've had in life. Now this takes an act of bravery, and out of it they share the lows and the highs, the difficult and the delightful, their struggles and their victories that have made them who they are today. Well, it's hard to believe that 1 year ago, Josh Hoover shared his I Am From poem to a standing ovation from our 450 guests at our tribute event. Well, I'm happy to report that Josh has made many strides since then. Please welcome Brandy Yonke, our Vice President of Programs, to share what Josh's life has been like since November the 4th of 2019.
Thank you so much, Mark. It is such an honor to give Josh Hoover our Honored Inspiration Award for 2020. And just a quick update before we bring Josh up. He was released the day of tribute last year from the Grossman Center and came straight to tribute to share his I Am From with you all. Since then, he's paid off $17,000 in restitution. He's moved into his own place, he's in a relationship, he sees his son on a regular basis, and he's so ready to move forward. And the determination that Josh has is so amazing. He was furloughed during this COVID-19 pandemic, and he said, you know what, I'm gonna go find another job. And he worked concrete until he was able to go back to his job. So we are so grateful for the progress and the steps that Josh has made to move forward on his own pathways to success. So I'm just so excited to give this year's award to Josh Hoover. Josh, if you would come and join me, it would be great. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So this is Tribute to Success 2020, a celebration of extraordinary stories. Josh Hoover, the Honored Inspiration Award. Here, let's turn it this way. Yes. So, congratulations. We'll elbow bump, right? This is what we do in 2020.
2020.
So we're just so happy that you're part of our Connections family, Josh.
Thank you so much. It means the world to me. You guys have helped me in unimaginable ways.
Yeah. Well, you've done the hard work. That's for sure. We've been a path for you to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have embarked on a journey less taken, where many find themselves battered, bruised, and shaken. Where the road is paved with anguish and heartbreak, many a man with no choice to take. A boulevard of broken dreams, filled with violence and blood-curdling screams. So many sleepless nights, empty stomachs and prison fights. A place where hopelessness is on all the road signs. The fear is the most prevalent thought in your mind. No matter how hard you try to get ahead, you only fall behind. And all you can think is that justice is blind. It's not my car, hell, I'm not even driving. Don't even get ahead in life, I'm barely surviving. I had a one-way ticket to my own demise. Hatred of myself, the devil filled me with lies. Wake-up call happens when my grandma dies. Solitary confinement, 180 days. Time to change and reflect my ways. They got it right when they say crime pays. Pays you in full with the loss of days. Days become years, years you can never earn back. But let me tell you how I got on the right track. I got out of prison, went to the Grossman Center. No car, no job, no family, no dinner. I met a man who must have been 5'2", said we got a program built for people just like you. I could but stop and stare, my mouth agape when he said he was the mayor. He said he was a felon just like me. Just give it a chance, you'll see. He wasn't an angel. Jermaine had no halo, no wings, no harp, but he offered me what few have, an opportunity and a suit so I would look sharp. I prayed to God that he would change my attitude. Took him into my heart and it filled me with gratitude. Every morning, I gave it my best every day. Listened to God when the devil told me to walk away. Aisha even helped me with my resume. I did it. I got the real connection. But more than that, I received the Lord's lesson. God will never give you the answers to life's test, but he will give you billboards on your path. Mine just happened to say Connections to Success. Update in life. It starts with not only being employed, but I'm planning to open my own moving company by spring of 21. I've had 2 vehicles and a relationship with my son. My fines are all paid. I live in a house. I'd say I was on the right track. Now it's time to be charitable and remember to give it back. To those in my shoes, I stood exactly where you stood. The journey is often long and hard, but follow God and you'll always be good.
Amen.
Oh, that gives me goosebumps.
What a great transformation story, Josh. Congratulations, and wow, I know people are applauding on their feet again this year. Now, let's take a moment to hear from our honorary chairs, Carla and Frank Smocks, as they explain their why and tell you about some other extraordinary people.
We are Carla and Frank Smocks.
And our why is our daughter's story.
Keisha Clay. She served others through her life from an early age of volunteering at Children's Mercy Hospital as a student at St. Teresa's Academy, inspiring children at the Kansas City Freedom Schools, interning at the YWCA of St. Louis, working at the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Kansas City as an external affairs specialist and director of AmeriCorps, serving as a community care minister, youth group leader for Propel, and staff at Kids Corps for the Church of the Resurrection, board member for the Ronald McDonald House, Red Shoe Society, and business analyst at the Federal Aviation Administration.
From a child, she had a heart and passion for the marginalized and often expressed her concerns. Growing up in the Kansas City area, Keisha quickly learned that there were other children who were not afforded the opportunities she received. She was extremely grateful and humbled by her success and always utilized her platform to help those less fortunate. The driven and talented Keisha became a role model for others in her family and the community.
She began volunteering with Connections to Success, Dress for Success, and the Professional Women's Group. She saw herself as a person who embodied vision and inspiration to others. Upon completion of her master's degree, Keisha requested that in lieu of gifts, monetary donations be made to Connections to Success. Inspired by Keisha's passion for serving, friends and family were inspired to move forward with Keisha's Closet. Dress for Success Kansas City is named Keisha's Closet. We were very humbled that Keisha was the first to be posthumously awarded at last year's Tribute to Success.
Her legacy is our why.
It is our pleasure to announce this year's 2020 Tribute to Success honorees, honored by their very inspirational stories and extraordinary lives.
Elena Benton, 8th grade daughter of Brian Benton, our office coordinator. Elena will perform for us later in our program.
Dr. Kimberly Beatty, Chancellor, Metropolitan Community College, honored by Dr. Tyann Lee, Campus President of Penn Valley and Maple Woods Metropolitan Community College.
Carolyn Watley, Janet Thompson, Catherine Christian, Alex Lanning, Jennifer Mahue, Pam Reeder, CBiz Women's Advantage Board, honored by CBiz.
Daisy Cat Coleman, co-founder of Safe Bay, posthumously awarded, honored by the Attico Group Foundation.
Melanie Gianna, billing supervisor at Crestwood, honored by Crestwood.
Lauren Heron, CEO, Impact Group, honored by Connections to Success.
Jennifer Jersick, Henderson Engineers, awarded Outstanding Volunteer Award, honored by Connections to Success.
Shannon Maltra, Manager, NGL Scheduling, Crestwood, honored by Crestwood.
CC Rojas, Partner and President, Tico Productions and Tico Sports, honored by Echo Select.
Joe Ridman, former Office Manager and Charitable Committee, EPR Impact Coordinator, EPR Properties, honored by EPR Properties.
Simone Hill, Pathways to Success Alumni, honored by Connections to Success.
Deborah Tullis, Pathways to Success Alumni, honored by Connections to Success.
Josh Hoover, Pathways to Success Alumni, honored by Connections to Success.
Jonathan Jerome, Heroes Care, Community Partner and Connections to Success.
Jessica McClellan, Founder and President, Giving Hope and Help, Inc., Community Partner of Connections to Success, honored by Connections to Success.
Congratulations to all of these outstanding individuals.
Thanks everyone for being part of this special day, and also thank you to our sponsors, Ulta, Walmart, Adecco, CBiz, Crestwood, Southwest Airlines, Synchrony, J.E. Dunn, Blue Cross Blue Shield Kansas City, EPR, Henderson Engineers, Evergy, Echo Select, Diamonds Direct, Demdeco, Jenny and Matt Jordan, Manos Wine, Truman Medical Center, and Citibank. Please log in to support Connections to Success' incredible work. Now, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, Anne Precythe, Director of the Missouri Department of Corrections, as a person who believes in and supports the work that Connections to Success is doing.
Hi, my name is Anne Precythe, and I'm the Director of Corrections for the state of Missouri. It's my pleasure to be here today to speak with you about something that I find very important as we think about success for such a challenging group, and that is Connections to Success. Connections to Success is a tremendous partner with the Department of Corrections. We both believe in the same things, and that is helping people that are struggling to get back into regular community life or the workforce, and really helping them become the best person that they can be, whether it's presenting themselves to an employer, being a great family person, or just feeling good about themselves on the inside. Our experience with Connections to Success means the world to us. And I've heard firsthand from several graduates of the Connections to Success program that they feel whole. They feel like they belong anywhere. And we just cannot put a price, and we can't say enough thanks for the work that Connections does with our folks. So one of the things that I've been telling folks recently is it's very exciting that reentry has been part of a national conversation ever since COVID hit. And if you'll think back, a lot of folks were saying, let people out of prison, let them out, they're going to be safer in the community. Prisons are very dangerous places with COVID. We've managed very well, knock on wood, in the Department of Corrections in Missouri. And I'm extremely proud of how our administrative teams, how our staff, and how our offender population have responded to this crisis. My message about everyone who says, let people out, nowhere in that conversation did I ever hear anyone talk about, so what happens to those individuals when they come out if we haven't had the time to prepare them? Reentry is a process. It's not a thing. It's a process that happens, and we dedicate a lot of time in the Department of Corrections to preparing people to be able to be successful when they get to their communities. Connections to Success and numerous other nonprofits are a tremendous partner in that process with us. You think about on a good day how challenging reentry services can be on the outside. Think about amidst a pandemic. Housing is very challenging for people to obtain right now. Food is a difficult thing for some families who are able to put some food on the table. It's very difficult now because the jobs are so scarce. Employment is down because the businesses just aren't operating at full capacity. Healthcare. How are they going to be able to get in and get the health care they need with the financial support? And quite frankly, we're able to provide health care while people are incarcerated with us. So there are pros and cons in how you look at it. My main message is we need to continue to prepare people to be ready for life on the outside. And I've heard in some instances, despite how well we think we've prepared them, they're still not ready when they hit that gate. So it's something we have to continue to do. The other part of the reentry conversation that has really become popular is how are corrections budgets managing during this pandemic? And so I have the opportunity to be able to talk about that on the national front. And the biggest message that we have when it comes to that is please don't cut reentry and program budgets. Just let us maintain for this next coming year. Because I always ask, if not for corrections and the partners that help us, then who? Who else in the community is willing to work with such a challenging population, a population that a large part of society has already discarded? Who else in the community is willing to hold people accountable for their behavior, whether it's good or negative? Who else in the community is willing to give people a second, third, or fourth chance at employment? Who else in the community is willing to connect the dots for someone who needs to know, where do I go for physical health care? Where do I go for child care? Where do I go to figure out how to put food on the table for my family? Who else in the community is willing to give a hand up not a handout, but a hand up, and connect that person to an employer who's willing to give a hand up to that individual. In my mind, it's corrections. It's us. It's us who work on the inside, and it's us who work on the outside. It's you, the nonprofit community. It's you, the employer community. It's all of us together that work to help these folks be successful. Because at the end of the day, they're very similar to us. They've made bad choices, they've paid the consequence, and now they're ready to get on with their lives. And it's up to us to give them hope and give them a future. So we have a strong message when it comes to reentry. I appreciate the work that all of you do. I'm excited as we move into this next year to keep working together to help folks be the best person they can be. And that's one of the things that Connections to Success does. And I'm so excited to be a partner in this process with you. So thank you. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you, Director Precythe. What an absolute honor to have you with us today and to have your support. Now I'd like to introduce a couple of special people. Connections to Success co-founders, CEO Kathy Lambert and her husband and COO Brad Lambert. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. We are so excited. What a great day today. Can you believe, Brad, we have raised over $14,687. I don't know if there's an update yet. It's great, but it keeps coming, it keeps changing. They changed it right before, but thank you all so much. We appreciate all of you. We could not do this without you. Thank you so much.
But wait, before we continue, we had a surprise for one of our participants earlier this morning involving a vehicle from our Wheels for Success program. Please roll the video. Well, I'm Brad Lambert, and I'm very excited to be here today for this great event that we do every year. One of the exciting programs that we have at Connections to Success is called Wheels for Success. And what we do at Wheels for Success is we receive donated vehicles from the community. We take them in, get them inspected, make sure they're in safe and reliable condition. And then we award them to participants that have gone through our program, that have gotten employed and are making progress towards sustainable change in their lives. And we happen to be in a position to make a special award here this morning. And I'd like to call up a lady here in the audience who I don't think knows that she's being called up. Sarah?
Oh my God.
Sarah, the team here at Connections to Success has shared the progress that you're making, the commitment you've made to changing your life, and that reliable transportation is another big piece of the puzzle.
Yes, it is.
So it's my honor to present you with the key to this. 2003 Honda Pilot, which is sitting outside in the parking lot. Let's go see the car. That's it. Behind the wheel, and everybody wants to see you and take your picture.
How do I get into this thing?
It's open.
I just open it? Yep. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it.
engine.
All right. Let's see if I can get this thing going.
Thank you again for joining us today. We are excited to have you. This year looks a little different, standing in a room with 5 people rather than 500. But we know you're here. Our technology team has told us that there's over 500 viewers watching us online. So
That's amazing.
We are grateful for your support. Over the past 8 months, we have worked hard to pivot our service delivery methods to continue serving the growing number of participants needing our assistance. COVID-19 has been particularly hard on the hospitality and retail industries, which employ many of our participants. The recovery process from COVID-19 will require a tremendous effort in retraining and reemploying thousands of adults and displaced workers. This will require close coordination with employers, vocational training providers, community colleges, workforce development agencies, and many other government and non-government entities. So, how does Connections respond to this new environment? First, new forms of virtual training. We have been moving rapidly to create a digital platform accessible by any mobile device. This flexibility will serve not only those unable to attend a regular meeting, but those that may be part-time employed or having obstacles with childcare and other things. It's not intended to replace in-person training, but merely serve to increase our flexibility and accessibility. Second, we want to leverage our strengths to create new opportunities with our key partners. In a new partnership about to begin with the Missouri Department of Corrections, we will be training selected correctional officers and supporting them in delivering our training to justice-involved individuals while incarcerated. Despite COVID, we still have over 19,000 men and women being released annually from Missouri facilities that need training and other supports to succeed. This partnership will leverage our Train the Trainer experience in replicating our program, which we've been doing now with other agencies since 2014. And in Kansas, we have begun a new project serving both adult couples and youth ages 16 to 20. This project will highlight 2 existing areas of focus and growth for Connections. The first is working with families in a 2-generation approach. And the second is serving high-risk youth from both alternative high schools and various juvenile facilities. This youth focus began almost 2 years ago with a partnership with one alternative high school and is now spreading across the state. And this is why we march, to bring hope, resources, and opportunities to those we serve.
So as we march, we've doubled down on education, life skills, and vocational training, like certificate programs and apprenticeships. Also with coaching and mentoring to assist in not only helping individuals to get a job, but helping them to transition to that living wage and beyond. How can we continue to grow, scale, innovate, collaborate, and have a lasting impact? Well, the only way that we can do this is with you. So you see, 68% of our funding comes from grants. So the other 32%, we need to raise other ways, like events like today. So we need your help, and we would love for you to come along with us. So here's what we face. There's thousands of families in our community who are struggling with life-scarring experiences like generational poverty, incarceration, and domestic violence. So many are ready to change their lives and have a promising future for themselves and for their children. But you know what? They need, as Pastor Hamilton said, they need hope. They need love. They need us to walk along together with each of them. We can do that. We can do it together. Together, what we like to say, we're hope dealers. inspiring individuals to realize their dreams. So if we look at what we don't know when this pandemic is going to be over, right? Wish it was soon. Hopefully, we pray that it is. But what we do know is we know at Connections to Success that our program works. So in 2019, just to give you an example, we had 400 adults that have completed our personal and professional development training. 70% of them are fully employed. The others, they're continuing on with education, certificate programs, and apprenticeships. So also think about our recidivism rate. And recidivism is when an individual for let's say a year, if they would go back to prison, that's recidivism. Our recidivism rate with 1 year, after 1 year, is less than 8%. Compare that to the national average of over 40%. Over 1,500 women and men have been suited through our Dress for Success in Keisha's Closet. That is amazing. So if you look at this and comparing the economic impact of increased employment, a reduction in recidivism, and other government supports, and then if you think about the cost of providing our services, all of this results in over a 300% return. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That's incredible. So we like to say what?
Our work doesn't cost, it pays.
It pays. So today we are blessed to have the William G. McGowan as charitable fund, as the William G. McGowan Charitable Fund provide a match for us. So today we're asking you to come along with us, and your donation will be matched dollar for dollar. So for example, if you have, you can go ahead and, I'm sorry, there you go, thank you. We have, if, for example, your gift can make an impact. So for $100, your monthly, it will provide a monthly professional women's or men's group. That will help them to build their social capital and will help them to advance in their careers. $300 will provide a 1-month weekly healthy parent and child activities. We do these activities all the time on a weekly basis for the families. $500 will provide necessary car repairs and a registration that would be from a donated car to be gifted to a family, as we saw today. So all of you, you can mail in your car keys. We would love to have your donated car. Also, $1,000 will provide 6 months of intensive support from a Connections to Success life coach. So today, you have an opportunity to walk along beside us. Also, I would like to share too, which I'm really excited about this. We have over 164 people that have registered today. Registered today with us, all of you that are out there. So if you think about it, the McGowan Foundation is providing a match dollar for dollar up to $30,000. So what that means, did a little bit of math here. With 164 people, that would only be, for all of us, we can donate $165 per person, right? But then if you divide it by 12, that's only $13 a month. That's what, 2 or 3 Starbucks? If you're like me, I love to go to Starbucks. So all you have to do is pick up your phone, you can text, you can get on BidPal, and it's easy peasy to make that donation. But help us, we are so excited that we have this great opportunity to serve our families throughout the Kansas City region. And again, we do that together. Why we march? We march because we love our neighbors. Why we march? We march to provide love, to provide hope, and we do it together. And at Connections to Success, we like to say, we are strongly connected.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Kathy and Brad. That's quite a power couple and a powerful message. So I'm ready to march, and I hope the rest of you guys are too. That concludes our 2020 Kansas City Tribute to Success. We truly hoped you enjoyed learning more about Connections to Success and the important work they do, plus the services they provide. The auction, remember this, will be open until 8 o'clock this evening, so keep bidding and keep the donations coming. Remember, any donations you make will be matched by the William G. McGowan Charitable Fund. Now, I'd like to introduce Miss Alana Benton, who will close us out for today with her musical talents. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alana Benton, and I'm going to be singing Rise Up with my ukulele. You're broken down and tired.